And we're live. Trying something new today. Welcome to the Writer's Life, a place where you get the sights, sounds, smells, tastes of my particular writer's life, such as it is. You also get the truth about publishing, traveling, whatever. I'm wondering how the sound is here because I have a brand new microphone. Actually, it's my son's microphone. Pretty nifty, huh? So I'm hoping this sounds okay. Chime in if it doesn't. It's not going to be a long live video. It's going to be a short one. But I don't know. Just wanted to try something new today. So please, if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the like button, and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss even one unbelievably exciting video. That always cracks me up. I don't know why. So I wanted to, the title or the thumbnail is Decentraland. Because I came upon an interesting article this morning that came about from some Pew research, and it states that, like, shockingly, almost half of Americans are now turning off the cable news programs and going with YouTube and independent platforms like this one for their news now, which I thought was inevitable because, I knew last year, like, I'll just use it for instance, like when CNN, they had, like, remember the on the spot reporter who's like he was reporting on one of the protests, like in Portland or something like that, and he's like, "Oh, this is all peaceful and everything," and right behind him, some Antifa dude with a hoodie is like torching up a car. It was like, we're supposed to believe this? Like, you expect us to believe this, and if we don't believe it, you risk being canceled, maybe. So there's only so much of that nonsense that people can take. You got the Cuomo's and Don Lemon coming up, being brought up on sexual abuse charges, both of them. And we all know what happened to Andy Cuomo. But anyway, I don't want to get into all that stuff. But anyway, the point is that people don't trust what's coming out of the mainstream news anymore. It's a for-profit business. It used to not be for profit when the Walter Cronkites were around, which is why you could trust them more then. And so what people are doing is they're like, wow, we have this YouTube platform. We can just go there, and it's real people in real time talking about real things. And have you seen some of these platforms? Some YouTube channels have like 1 million subscribers. It's just crazy. And like, I think like CNN is way down in the ratings. They get like hardly anybody watching them at night. So you can just see that things are changing. Okay, so next, banking. I have no money in the bank anymore. I don't use a traditional bank other than I transfer enough money in there every month to pay my bills. That's it. I get my remittances there from my publishers and whoever else. And I immediately take that stuff out, or I'll pay my bills, and then whatever's left over, I'll invest in cryptocurrencies. Fiat money, like dollars, real dollar bills, I don't have any on me, but they're devaluing rapidly now. And you just have to look it up, and you can see the statistics of how much $10 is worth now as compared to 20 years ago. And it'll shock you because your wages aren't going up that much now, are they, to cover that discrepancy? And also now with this relentless money printing and the government adding trillions to the debt, and just for political points and all that sort of stuff, the dollar is just rapidly going downhill. It's tanking. So I put all my money into Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and since its inception 12 years ago, Bitcoin has realized an annual growth rate of 200%. I mean, you can't miss. Sure, it's volatile, and it's never going to go to zero. Don't listen to anybody. It's not a source of It's not for pirates and child traffickers. That's just new. That's just fear that's being spread by the traditional banks. Because if anything, cash is king when it comes to that stuff. They use cash because you can't really trace it. Remember those pallets of money that went to Iran about 4 or 5 years ago? There was a reason for that. There's a reason they use fiat currency. And in fact, every transaction is recorded on the blockchain. So like if you try to do something nefarious with Bitcoin, it can be traced right back to who did the wrongdoing, and then the government or whoever, like the police can go after them. Anyway, so in my opinion, bye-bye traditional banks relatively soon, unless they get on board somehow. And even countries are getting on board with it now, like El Salvador, and Brazil is going to be soon to follow. And when Brazil follows, because that's a really big country, it's the biggest country in South America, where do you see crypto take off? Next, publishing. You knew this was coming, right? Because this is like a publishing show and writing show. We're down to like 3 publishers, right? 3 publishers, and plus the Amazon publishing platforms like Thomas and Mercer, which did 9 of my books, some of which I've gotten back. It's like over. I mean, anybody who is fooling themselves into thinking they can make a full-time living being a traditional author, that is, if you're like a literary and/or a genre writer, forget it. It's over. You just can't do it. Rely on traditional publishing alone to pay all your bills. It's not going to happen. Even if you're getting 6-figure deals, it's just not going to happen. So you have no choice but to, if you want to do this for a living, like I do, you have no choice but to establish your own business and go indie and be the caretaker of your own intellectual properties. Control your own publishing destiny. And for instance, I was lucky enough to get yet another published title of mine back from another publisher just a few days ago, and the title was just stagnating, like in this swamp of ether. Like no one was doing anything for it, and which is typical, like I got my advance from them, and 6 weeks later, after the books are removed from the bookstore, it's like, forget it, they're on to something else. So I got it back. It'll be re-edited. There'll be some new words added. There will be a new cover, new artwork. There will be new marketing. So that book will be, it's going to have a new title, a really cool new title. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. But it's all underway already. Like there was no waiting, like already my editor's on it. And so, and after I add the new marketing to it, it's going to, I don't know if it's going to take off, but it will definitely sell and sell well. And it'll sell for years and years. And it'll sell for my kids and their kids and whatever. So this is the new reality in publishing. It's been the new reality for 10 years now or more. Funny how like crypto and independent publishing started around the same time, I think it's just a coincidence actually, but it's funny how that is happening like that. So that's it. Decentraland. It's a great place to live. It's freedom. No one tells you what to do. No one tells you how to live. No one tells you what to believe in. No one tells you, no one threatens you in what you should be believing in. No one attacks you. You're responsible for your own success, your own failures. Decentraland. It's where I want to live. All right, guys. Thanks so much. And don't forget again to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Spread this or share this video. Share this video with your friends and family. And we'll see if we do this again tomorrow like this. And if I didn't get to any chats, I'm sorry, but I'll try to do it tomorrow. All right. Ciao, ciao.